Hello everyone and welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition. This is Crudness and it's been a little bit since I last recorded. It probably won't be since I last uploaded, but yeah. Let's begin exploring everything pretty much. So I guess first let's go to the war room last. Anything else from Josephine?
The situation requires your attention, Inquisitor.
What?
Noble Chantry loyalists in the city of Jadar are spreading accusations that you're responsible for the Divine's death.
Oh.
They're unusually organized. I recommend we send people to Jadar to deal with the matter.
Can they be reasoned with?
Will anyone even believe me if I claim I didn't kill the Divine?
Perhaps if they learn about your heroics, we should emphasize how you stopped the breach devouring the sky. Even in Jadar, it may win you a few admirers.
And why are they?
What does the nobility gain by saying I murdered Justinia?
A scapegoat to begin with, but I wonder if the Grand Clerics are at work. Those immediately eligible to be divine died at the Conclave. The ones remaining were not as favored. They may look upon you as a rival for influence.
Yeah, let's show a force.
Sending soldiers to patrol the area might make people think twice about slandering me.
A daring move, but one that will show the world we have military might behind us. Greetings.
Cause yeah, I'm not dealing with nobles. What is this?
Tell me how you came to work for the Inquisition again?
I'd been considering leaving my post in Antiva for a new challenge when Leliana recruited me. There's such unrest in... It's to everyone's benefit if we prevent the Mage-Templar conflict from spreading further.
Wait, that seems new. Oh well. Is Order why you signed on?
So was it the prospect of stability that drew you here?
The full impact of the Mage Rebellion has yet to be felt, and that was before the death of the Divine. The violence must be curbed before we see it turn to full-scale war.
Yep, I absolutely agree.
I can only imagine the bloodshed if it escalates further.
I'm afraid history holds many examples of what will happen if it does.
Anything to...
What do the people make of us?
We've gathered many favors among the nobility.
Okay.
They will be gently reminded of
All right.
this.
Let's speak later.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. So the blacksmith... Wait. The blacksmith would be over here. Yes. And it would be harried again. I don't think Harriet can be killed.
Down here. What can I make?
Was the storage always here? Weird. The Undercroft, cataloging Skyhawk, Undercroft editions. Difficult, to be clear. We can add all the equipment for our backs to bear, our backs can bear, but structural changes are best avoided. With new walls and such, you need anchors to tie a new stone, which means excavation. And I wouldn't go messing, I wouldn't go messing with the Undercroft. Seems like it was built to purpose. The whole keep is settled on top of it. It's weathered some serious heat and pressure. There are spots that feel like inside of a forge. Large spots. No idea what that means. It's as solid as you get. So fill it with tools and toys. But there's a dwarven name for someone who tries to change an old build like that. Sodding Fool. Mason Gatsy. He is here, so we'll meet him later, probably. Hello.
I've walked away from too many burning buildings for one lifetime. This place, though, it'll be all right. It's Inquisitor now, isn't it? That'll take some getting used to.
Well, take the time.
Everyone needs time for this transition.
Time won't help. Purpose does. And I got a load of it. Everyone just got a big, hard reason to hate Corypheus. And we already did, but we didn't have a name. You're the surprise, not him.
Did you bring... Interesting. These are positioned kind of weirdly. Bring anything from Haven?
We left in a hurry. But you got into your old place. Save anything?
Family hammer. It's as stupid as it sounds. It's good to be back at work.
Everything is functional.
You got it all up and running?
Your basics, like always. There's space here for, I don't know what. This place was built for something big. It'll be a job to fill it.
Any thoughts for the lost?
Have you any thoughts about the people we lost at Haven?
Argued a lot with Trent. I'll miss that. The rest of us go on.
Wait.
It's what we have to do. You gave us the chance. Thanks for that.
Thren got killed?
How is this place shaping up as a forge?
Better than Haven ever could be. Not the way I wanted an upgrade. But ever forward.
I don't remember
I'll be
Thren
back
getting
later.
killed.
I'll be here.
Although I could conceivably see how that might have been possible. Because I remember Thren actually fighting, much like Lisette. Oh my god, what? In the hell is this? Are these upgraded? Oh, I know what this is. I mean, like... It's a bit weird to get multiple weapons because if you're playing a mage, you get a staff and that's it. Wait, were those schematics? What was that? Those must have been schematics because I'm not seeing anything here. Oh, great. If they're schematics, we'll make it later. Yep, these are definitely... Oh, now we're talking. What? Long sword, forget that. Except... It's not masterwork, is the problem. Oh, that sucks. Well, it doesn't look that great either, so maybe not. But why is this... I mean, I guess we could make this for, like... This is a tier 2 axe schematic. What? Okay. Whatever you say, game. This is an axe schematic, I guess. So we could make this for like a Sandra or something. I mean, it's pretty decent damage. Although I think the other weapons we have are higher DPS right now, so I don't know. Now, let's... Yep. Let's do this before anything crazy happens. Because without potions, wow. But we're also almost out of potions as well. The dragon showed me how useful that, I mean, poisons could generally be. I don't recall tint armor being here. This could be new. I could also be crazy in my build. Who knows? Fast travel. What else do we have here? Hey. Wait. No, that's not Thren. Vivienne.
Maker, you're a mess. Let me have a look at you. Are you all right, my dear? Were you hurt? You look dreadful.
I don't recall her ever caring, actually. So that's interesting. Well, I'm fine.
I'll be fine, don't worry.
You bear it well. Good. The troops will take their cue from your composure. Now, let's keep up appearances. You've handled this crisis competently, saving as many lives as you did. But the enemy struck a serious blow against you and the Inquisition. We must recognize that. You must.
Well, it worked in our favor.
You're wrong. We now have a better location, and far more people at our disposal. This couldn't have worked out better if I'd planned it.
Yet we can hardly rely upon the whims of Providence to give us all our victories. This defeat may have turned to our advantage, but it will not last long. Our enemy advances, Inquisitor. We must not sit idly by. Act first and teach them to fear us. I think you know what needs to be done, my dear. How may I help you?
Weird that she actually seems supportive. Tell me about the circle?
I wanted to ask you about the Circle of Magi.
Of course. What do you wish to know?
Wait.
If the Circle disbanded, how can you still belong to it?
The Circle is an idea, my dear. And an idea cannot be dissolved. Many of the first enchanters voted for rebellion, caring little that anything short of a unanimous decision would pit mage against mage. Rather than dissolving it, Grand Enchanter Fiona's vote split the Circle in two. The rebels follow her, the loyalists follow me.
Interesting. Shouldn't you replace Fiona? That seems really...
If you lead all the loyalists, why are you only First Enchanter and not Grand Enchanter?
Grand Enchanters are elected, and since there are no First Enchanters besides myself, no vote can be held. I could name myself Grand Enchanter, but the title holds no meaning now. When the circles are restored, that will change.
So what was Circle like?
What was it like to live in a circle?
My dear, your question is the root of all problems with mages. I cannot tell you. Every circle was different. Their Templars were different, their politics unique. And every person within each tower had an experience of circle life unique to themselves. Some people suffered and some were content. Some were cruel, some compassionate, and some indifferent. The same is true of people everywhere, in all circumstances, whether they are mages or not.
So what was your experience?
So tell me about your personal experience with the Circle.
I enjoyed life in the Montsimard Circle, my dear. It was an edifice devoted to knowledge and refinement. And mages need the company of other mages. No one else can truly understand the challenges we face, nor see the world as we do.
And was confined.
You must have been under constant supervision, being forced by Templars to live in the tower. Was that hard to endure?
My dear, I have a suite in the palace and a wing at my dear Duke Bastien's estate. I've never been forced to live anywhere. Most circles allowed mages to live away from the tower, either on their own or in service to the nobility. All that was required was permission from the First Enchanter. Some circles were harsher in their restrictions. Kirkwall was the worst, but it was the exception. Most were quite permissive, perhaps too permissive in retrospect.
And how did the rebellion...
How did we come to this state with the circles in revolt?
A failure of perspective that infected Circle leadership. Mages lived solely in a world of Templars and mages. They could not even imagine what was beyond the tower walls. Kirkwall gave the world a reason to remember its fear of magic. A mage killed hundreds with a snap of their fingers. Across Thedas, a new tangible fear of magic grew. Commoners and nobles alike called out to the Chantry for protection. But the malcontents in the towers thought nothing of this. They cared only for themselves and for their anger at the new Templar restrictions. When a mage attempted to assassinate Divine Justinia, again, the mages protested the investigation. The leadership chose to vote on independence based on the intolerable conditions imposed by the Templars, sparing no thought to the fact that magic was more feared in the aftermath of these attacks than it had been since Tevinter's day. So long as they had their freedom, they could care little for riots, angry mobs, or about pitting mages against each other.
Okay. Do you know...
Are you familiar with Grand Enchanter Fiona?
We've met. Before her horrendously ill-timed and selfish vote for independence, I thought her adequate at her job. In her dotage, she could not handle looking after the well-being of so many people. We would have done better to replace her years ago, to let her spend time gardening.
Okay. Were they just...
Did they have cause to rebel?
In the aftermath of their terrorist attacks? Was that really the most opportune time to break away? By all means, protest abuses by the Templars. Just don't do it in a way that says mages support wholesale murder. By voting when they did, my colleagues all but declared war upon the ordinary people of Thedas. A war in which we are outnumbered 100 to 1.
So mages are fighting.
I thought the fighting was only between mages and Templars. Why are mages fighting mages?
The vote for independence was carried by only a small margin, but Fiona chose to let the motion stand. Those who opposed a rash declaration of war against the entire free world had little choice. By breaking from the Chantry when they did, the rebels declared themselves in support of mass murder. Anyone who did not wish to support terrorism and the slaughter of innocents was forced to take arms against the rebels.
Okay.
Did you need something, darling?
Yes, what do you think about Templars? Or...
I wanted to ask you about the Circle of Magi.
Of course. What do you wish to know?
You must have an opinion of the Templars after living so long in the Circle.
Having opinions about Templars, my dear, is exactly like having opinions about mages or Navarans or men. I have known some who were impossible to endure and some who were utterly charming. I have suffered insults at the hands of those in the armor, but no more than I endured from nobles or tradesmen in Val Royal. Personally, I have found the Templars a useful tool, skilled at keeping more unpleasant elements at bay.
Okay. That was short.
How may I help you?
What do you think about our friends?
What are your thoughts about the others in the Inquisition?
Sarah is certainly a colorful character. Like a poisonous toad, only without the manners.
Okay. Alright. Hi.
So, this is Skyhold. Come, let's walk the ramparts. I want to examine our fortifications. We'll be able to see Corypheus coming from miles away.
He's not going to get the better of us again.
We lost good soldiers that day, loyal men and women. Let him come. I swear I'll take the twister bastard down, even if I have to die to do it.
I'm grateful for your support.
It's my job, isn't it? Killing Darkspawn. Look, in spite of it all, there is hope. The people flock to your banner. They believe in you. Tell me honestly, are you what they say you are? Andraste's chosen?
I don't know.
There's so little I remember. What if they're right?
Does it even matter? Don't you see what you are to them? Without you, they'd be consumed by despair. We all would. They need you to be Andraste's messenger. It gives them hope. The truth doesn't matter.
Okay.
Listen to me talk. Your time is valuable and I've wasted enough of it.
Alright, see ya. That's actually new, because, again, I didn't recruit him in my first playthrough.
Majestic. How is a place like this ever lost?
I don't know. From the ashes? Oh, I think that's Varric, right? Hello. Yeah, so this part's crazy. We're gonna go default. At least I...
Inquisitor, meet Hawk, the champion of Kirkwall.
Though I don't use that title much anymore.
Hawk, the Inquisitor. I figured you might have some friendly advice about Corypheus. You and I did fight him, after all.
Impressive view. Reminds me of my home in Kirkwall. I had a balcony that overlooked the whole city. I loved it at first. But after a while, all I could see were the people out there depending on me.
Well, I've seen the cost.
You heard about Haven.
I have.
That's why we're here now. And why I have battlements instead of balconies.
May they serve you well.
Varric said that you fought Corypheus before.
Fought and killed. The Grey Wardens were holding him, and he somehow used his connection to the Darkspawn to influence them.
Corypheus got into their heads, messed with their minds, turned them against each other.
If the Wardens have disappeared, they could have fallen under his control again.
Is it reversed?
If that's what happened to the Wardens, do you think we can free them?
It's possible, but we need to know more first. I've got a friend in the Wardens. He was investigating something unrelated for me. His name is Stroud. The last time we spoke, he was worried about corruption in the Warden ranks. Since then, nothing.
Corypheus would certainly qualify as corruption in the ranks. Did your friend disappear with them?
No. He told me he'd be hiding in an old smuggler's cave near Crestwood.
Wait, is she voiced by Liliana? Huh. What were you investigating?
If you didn't know about Corypheus, what were you doing with the Wardens?
The Templars in Kirkwall were using a strange form of lyrium. It was red. I'd hoped the Wardens could tell me more about it.
We've encountered red lyrium. Corypheus was using it to corrupt the Templars and turn them into his slaves.
Hopefully, my friend in the Wardens will know more.
Holy crap, this sounds totally like Liliana. Wow. I'm going to look that up later. That's interesting. What were we doing now?
If Corypheus has corrupted the Wardens, it may be too late to save them.
I understand. I'll do whatever's necessary to stop him. Corypheus is my responsibility. I thought I'd killed him before. This time I'll make sure of it. Inquisitor.
Hey, how's it going? So you fought Corypheus.
You said you thought you killed Corypheus?
The Grey Wardens had him imprisoned. They used my father's blood in a ritual to seal Corypheus inside. But he could still reach out and influence the Warden's thoughts. He sent them after me. And I didn't just think I killed him. When the fight was done, he was dead on the ground. Maybe his tie to the Blight somehow brought him back, or maybe it's altered into magic. But he was dead, I swear it.
Why are you alone?
I heard you had family and friends in Kirkwall. Where are they now?
When the Wardens began acting strangely, I had my friend Aveline take my sister out of the Free Marches. Meryl is helping Elven refugees who were displaced by the war. I didn't want to take her away from that. Meryl spent enough time fighting for her life with me.
And where have you?
Where did you go after the mages rebelled?
I heard the Chantry might be sending an exalted march to Kirkwall to put down the rebellion. I hoped that leaving would save lives and force the Divine to divide her forces to come after me. As it turned out, I needn't have bothered. All the circles started rising up and the exalted march never came.
Okay, tell me about.
I'd like to know more about Anders. What was he like?
I don't know if there ever was Justin Anders. He was crazy. By the end, there was nothing left in him, except this insane need to start a war no one could win.
And what is Varric?
I assume Varric's been feeding you information about the Inquisition. What did he say about me?
Only good things, I promise. I was a little surprised, actually. Varric isn't one for religion in general, but he thinks highly of the Inquisition. I think the exact phrase was, has a good shot at fixing Blondie's mess.
Yeah.
I'll talk later.
I'll meet you at Crestwood.
Sounds
Let me know if
extremely
you have any other questions. Otherwise, I'll meet you at Crestwood.
similar to Liliana.
We'll talk later.
Right.
So, anyways, when I was doing the Dragon Age Keep thing, I basically made Hawk at least what I would consider completely good. So, if you play Dragon Age 2 and there was either a good or evil decision, I probably chose the good one, depending on your point of view, of course. But, she sided with the mages. She covered for Anders. And that's, I guess that's the main point. Anyways, that's interesting. Crazy. Yeah, that part to me was crazy. I mean, they allude to it, but it's like, so how are you going to do it? And it's like, oh, so that's how you're going to do it. Okay.